Hi, good day to you. This is Michael from Asia Virtual Solutions. Today we'll be looking at CAPTCHAs, which is a very important part of GSA Search Engine Ranker. Without any CAPTCHA solvers, you're basically not going to have much of a high success rate. We'll be looking at a different kind of CAPTCHAs, how to enable the CAPTCHAs, how to configure the CAPTCHAs, and how to use CAPTCHAs on different CAPTCHA settings for different tiers. Just minimize this. Let's go to our VPS. Okay, so on GSA Search Engine Ranker, the CAPTCHAs is always set under the options, and there's a dedicated menu navigation here called CAPTCHA. So you click on that. You see right now we don't have any CAPTCHA set yet for this install. This is our brand new install. Let me just get a blank page here. So before we add CAPTCHAs, let's look at what kind of CAPTCHAs we have. Actually, maybe I'll just go back to a blog post here that I have. Okay, so I recently made this blog post, how to improve CAPTCHA solving rate for GSA. So we have basically these kind of CAPTCHAs. First, you have your basic CAPTCHA solving. This is what GSA CAPTCHA breaker can solve. It's image CAPTCHAs. In fact, let me open and show you what does it look like. Actually, no, I want this one. So you can get a better understanding of what these CAPTCHAs look like. So on this server is my X-Evil server. So these things you see on the left side here being solved now, these are basic image CAPTCHAs. Okay, so that is what the CAPTCHAs look like. It might be just like numbers or basic CAPTCHAs. There's not the more advanced. Then you get stuff like on the right side here called reCAPTCHA. Let me go to in progress. Then you get reCAPTCHA, and under reCAPTCHA you basically have reCAPTCHA 2 version 2 and reCAPTCHA version 3 that it's solving. Version 2 is basically where you see confirm you're not a robot, and click there. That's version 2. And then version 3 is where they have different blocks, and you select basically the bus or the pedestrian crossing or whatever. That's version 2 is the confirm you're not a robot. Version 3 is where you have blocks and you have to select, say, all the buses in the box. In the blocks, select all the blocks with buses in it, or select all the motorbikes in the picture, and then you click, and it might change and change. That's reCAPTCHA 3. Let me get this thing out of the way. I don't know what that is. Okay, then there's reCAPTCHA 3, and then there's HCAPTCHA, which is even more advanced. There's logic behind it, and they will show you, for instance, again blocks, and you'll have to select, maybe there's 2 ducks in it, and there's a horse and there's a car, and then they will say select all the objects that can float, or something like that, where you have to think, okay, look at the picture and think, okay, the ducks can, then select the ducks can float. That's reCAPTCHA 3. HCAPTCHA is, or happy CAPTCHA as I call it, is more complicated. This is very complicated and not easy to solve. The current solve rate in X-Evil is very low for HCAPTCHA and for V2. Then the last option is text CAPTCHA. Let me show you what a text CAPTCHA looks like. I don't know if I can't show you now. Basically, you'll see a question: who is the current president of the United States? And then you have to type an answer, and based the CAPTCHA, the option will show who's the current president of the United States, and then you have to fill in the name, or what color is the sky, and then you have to fill in blue or something like that. Those are text captchas where they ask you a question and you have to type in a response. I don't think I have a picture of this. Let me see. So this is the basic image captcha. I don't think I have a picture of the. Actually, I do. Let's go in here. If I go into my GSA Search Engine Ranker, if I go to my CAPTCHA settings, and I click on Deep Seek and Test, so you can see test, and these are the questions. You test it with a question. So see, there's a sample here. What color is the sky? So if all is okay, we should get a reply back now, and the answer was blue. So that now Deep Seek fold in. Deep Seek is an AI engine. Let's fold that in. I don't think I have samples to show you. Test CAPTCHA, reCAPTCHA. No, sorry, I don't have a sample to show you for what these look like. Anyway, so let me just close this first. So most people, they will buy GSA Search Engine Ranker, and then they buy GSA CAPTCHA Breaker, and then they think GSA CAPTCHA Breaker will solve everything. But it couldn't be further from the truth. On the moment, for CAPTCHA solving, we use sorry. Okay, if we come back to your image captcha, so image captchas, this GSA captcha can solve. It cannot solve any of the other ones below here. So if you only have GSA CAPTCHA Breaker, you're not going to get any of this solved. If you have XEvil, then it can solve all of these ones. If you have Deep Seek, it can solve this one. So on the moment, I think most people are using XEvil for automated solving. And then in this blog post, we are talking about having redundancy and having also a paid CAPTCHA solver to solve. So let's go and look at how you add this now, okay? So this is our brand new GSA install. We go to the Options tab, CAPTCHAs, and you click Add. So if you now install CAPTCHA Breaker, actually, in fact, let me install, because I know many people use CAPTCHA Breaker. I'll just install it so you can see exactly. Just give it to download. Okay, so I've downloaded it now, and now I'm just busy installing the GSA CAPTCHA Breaker. Just click over all the defaults, and we can get out of this browser again. So you can see if you have GSA CAPTCHA Breaker, you can install it. If you have XEvil, then there's no point in installing GSA CAPTCHA Breaker, because XEvil will solve a lot more than GSA CAPTCHA Breaker, so it will be better to just install XEvil to start with. Let it just finish install. Okay, so let's start it. I'm not going to add my license now. You'll have to add a license, obviously, if you want to run the software, or use the software. We'll just wait for it to start up. And see there it is, install CAPTCHA breaker. Come on. First time normally it takes a bit long because it's checking if you got license and it's checking if everything is installed correctly, and once it's installed, after the second time and there onwards, it will load a lot faster when you are starting it up. So just let it finish start, then we can continue. Okay, so we installed CAPTCHA breaker now, and if you see this one, just use now I use GSA only. Okay, now there's two things you need to set here. Do not use the web server, okay? Unless you have other programs that need to connect to this, do not use the web server unless you have programs on the same server that you need to connect to. A lot of people, they check this, but I got absolutely no idea what they do, what they're checking it for. So you do not need this if you're just going to solve it with this. Then we go to CAPTCHA server. Again, we don't add anything in here. CAPTCHA is checked. The reason why we don't add, say you have external services that you use, like CAPTCHA or other paid CAPTCHA services, do not add them here because GSA CAPTCHA breaker is single threaded. So it will send one CAPTCHA and wait for the answer, then send the next one. Whereas if we add it in GSA Search Engine Ranker, it's multi-threaded. So it will work a lot faster. The only thing we need to change here is in the miscellaneous. So we will say, do not solve unless you are 75% sure you can solve it. Okay, otherwise you just keep trying to solve the CAPTCHAs, but there's no way the success rate or the solving rate is so low that it's wasting time. If you do not have any third-party CAPTCHA services, then uncheck that and check this box. Okay, and that's it. If you're blind or anything or deaf, then you can come and set up some stuff here as well. But this is basically it. So just copy this and we're good to go. Now, okay, I'm not going to register. I'll just move it out of the way. You do not need to look at it very full screen all day because there's nothing that you need to do there. Once you start up, now we go to our GSA Search Engine Ranker, to the CAPTCHA section, and we add, and we look for GSA CAPTCHA breaker. We say, okay, we'll try to solve 2 times. Then you have options to select do follow, but for this, just leave it, just select that and leave do follow unchecked. Okay, so now we can test it. Communication was successful, so okay, now we know it's working. But now we just have a basic image captcha solver. And that means we're only going to solve basic captchas. To add XEvil, I'm not going to explain to you how to install XEvil and set it up, but in XEvil you will add it like this. It's right at the bottom, so you won't see it here. Just click at the bottom, there's an arrow, then right at the bottom is XEvil. For XEvil, if you have it on a remote server, then that is the IP that you fill in there. And optionally you can set XEvil to use an API key. I would normally set it to run at about 50 threads. And the timeout, not 0. Otherwise it means if there's something stuck, it will just remain stuck forever. So the recommended for timeout is 240 seconds. Okay, so This we can all leave checked. Actually, Cloudflare is not even necessary. So now we have already CAPTCHA breaker, and now we're adding X-Evil also. So sometimes you can uncheck the image captures. I will get to that in a second. Just if you have a API key, put it in there. Maximum threads, I would say it all depends on where your X-Evil is installed, how powerful the server that is, but I think 50 is okay. 240 for the timeout, and try to solve, I would say maybe 1 or 2 times. And that's it, there's nothing else. If you want only do follow, then you can check that. So now we have what the rest here you don't need. Do not check this in random order, because we're going to add different captchas and we want them to be from the top down. So the moment the first captcha will always go to CAPTCHA breaker, but it will see that this captcha solver only solve over it. You see that it supports image captchas. This one supports many captchas. So that's why I say if you have X-Evil, you do not really need to install CAPTCHA breaker, because this will handle everything that and more than CAPTCHA breaker have running. If you have access to more than one X-Evil, then you just add them here, and the IP will be added in at the top there. We'll look at the server just now, how that looks. And then there's DeepSeek. At DeepSeek, which is you can sign up here. You put a deposit maybe $10, and it will last you for a couple of months to $10. On DeepSeek, let me see if I can find that link. Platform.deepseek.com, I think it is. Yes, this is where you get you sign up here, and then you will get access where you can add 20 keys. So if you have different servers, you can assign a different key for each server, and then you just deposit money, and you're off to the races. And it will solve. You just add the key that you get from here into the API key area, and then again, for this it's so cheap. I leave it at unlimited threads. Timeout also, I will set it to 60, because DeepSeek is very good. It solves very fast. So if it takes longer than 60 seconds, then it should rather have it closed. Time to resolve, I'll just say 1 or 2 times. And that's it. Don't use defollow. I'm just going to put any key in here now, because it won't allow me to save. Okay, so now we have our, no, leave it. And now we have our image captcha solvers. We have a reCAPTCHA solver, which is X-Evil. It will solve reCAPTCHA 1, reCAPTCHA 2, reCAPTCHA 3, HCAPTCHA, etc. Then you have DeepSeek, which will be able to solve text captchas for you. Remember what color is the sky, like that? That is what this one solves. Now, what I recommend, and what this blog post here is about, is have redundancy, because sometimes GSA have some technical difficulties and it doesn't work, or maybe it doesn't work good at solving a specific captcha, and we need some redundancy. So if X-Evil, if GSA CAPTCHA breaker, or if X-Evil, or if DeepSeek cannot solve the CAPTCHA, then we want it to go to a third CAPTCHA, which is a paid CAPTCHA solver. And for that, I recommend 2 CAPTCHA. If you come and read this post, you can just click on here, and it will take you to the 2 CAPTCHA where you can sign up. This is a paid CAPTCHA server, and paid CAPTCHA solvers, they basically have people that sit in rooms, a lot of people sitting in a room, cheap labor, and all they do all day is fill in the CAPTCHAs manually for you. Okay, the servers cost money, so do not send everything to it. If you come and read this article, there's a video also here somewhere there. Watch the video. It will explain to you how to set up the different tiers, so you don't only use the paid CAPTCHA solver for the top tier. You don't want to pay money for the lower CAPTCHA, for the lower tiers on this. So how do we add two CAPTCHA? Also just go to where's this now? Put this out of the way. 2 CAPTCHA, the first one. So here again, you'll get an API key from 2 CAPTCHA. You fold it in. Max threads. I will just have this down to 50. And again, 240 for the timeout, and 2 times. And since this is our paid server, we don't want to send everything there. So I will skip the image captures, because we have already CAPTCHA Breaker, we have already XEvil installed. So you don't need, if XEvil or CAPTCHA Breaker can't solve the image capture, then it's not worthwhile sending it to CAPTCHA, because it costs a lot of money. And we know that XEvil is very good at solving reCAPTCHA 3. So we can uncheck that. Cloudflare with GSA doesn't use that. So I will say I'll only use it then for reCAPTCHA 2 until XEvil can get better at solving XEvil reCAPTCHA v2. Or if you got a lot of money, just keep everything checked and have it all solved. Pay CAPTCHA for those if it fails. Okay, so this is what it looks like. So the last one in the list will be your paid solver that you have to pay money for. So we will try first all of these, and if all of them fail, then this is our redundancy. If GSA CAPTCHA Breaker fail, then XEvil is our backup for image captures. And there's only DeepSeek that can solve the text capture, so there's no redundancy for that one really. Okay, so let's look at that now in a live environment. Let me find that server again. So here we have a project running. I don't know what that was about. So I have a project running here. Actually, I think it's only this one tier that's still running. But if we go and look at the CAPTCHA servers here, so basically I have 2 different servers for XEvil. And when I click on here now, it will expose my API key, and but it doesn't matter because this is IP authorized, so even if you do copy this, it won't work for you. So you see the first server I have goes to that. That's the IP of the server. That's the key. I challenge you, do not go and try to connect to that, because it's IP authorized. It will not work for you. And then for the second one, I have a backup server which is also X-Eval. So if that one fails, then this one will take over. Or if that one is too busy, then I come to the second X-Eval solver. Some of the GSA Search Engine Ranker VPSs from Asia Virtual Solutions, we set up 2 years sometimes. Image, one X-Eval only solve images, and a second one solve the difficult reCAPTCHA. But not all of the GSA VPSs have that. Some of them have only one X-Eval. DeepSeek, and then this is my fallback here. On the moment it's unchecked, and you see I only used it for the reCAPTCHA solving. So there's also different way to handle this. So let me just open this. I think I have a project here that I'm working on. Okay, so we've set up I showed you how to add where's my thing now? How to add the CAPTCHA solvers, but how do we use this in a project? On the moment, this is now a different server again. So you see I have the 3 here. So let's move that to the side, close it. So maybe I want to use all CAPTCHA servers for the top tier. I do not want to pay for the paid servers to solve CAPTCHAs on this tier. So how do we do that? We can open the tier. We open this project, we go to the Options tab, and then here where it says Ask User or Service in Custom Order, if you just click on this, keep clicking until you see this one, Ask Service in Custom Order, then you click that. Then you see this is tier 3. We do not want to use the paid CAPTCHA solver. DeepSeek is paid, but it's really so cheap that it doesn't matter. $10 is going to last you 2-3 months. So I don't mind having that check. But for tier 3, I don't want to use paid CAPTCHA solver at all. So I uncheck this box. If I said, oh, okay, I don't want to use DeepSeek either, I just want to use X-Eval on tier 3 CAPTCHA solving, then this is where you solve it. Then click OK. And OK. Click that. So let's say tier 1, we want everything. We want all available CAPTCHA solvers to solve it. So if we go to here now, you see there, Ask All. So if you click on this, on a moment, it will use everything. It will use whatever we set in there. So unless you change it, if you click again, click again, click again, and now the pop-up will come on. Just keep clicking it. See, for the tier 1, I said I want to solve everything. But you can if you want to save a bit more money, then you can say for 2 CAPTCHA, the paid one, I only want to solve it if it's a do-follow link. If it's not a do-follow link, do not send it to 2 CAPTCHA. And only hard CAPTCHAs. I don't want to send the image CAPTCHAs to the paid CAPTCHA. So you see, you can play with these filters. Do not use the Ask User, otherwise it will keep showing pop-ups all the time, and if you're not there, it doesn't get solved and everything gets stuck. So don't use this Ask User to full CAPTCHAs. It's not recommended. But you can control more cost expenses here. Only do follow, only hard to catch CAPTCHAs. Sorry, skip hard CAPTCHAs here. Oh no. Anyway, you can play with the setting here. So that's it. So you can control the the different tiers for different CAPTCHA solving options on the different tiers. Yeah, so that's it, how we do the CAPTCHAs. If you have any more questions regarding the CAPTCHA, I'm not going to cover how to install XEvil in this video, because that's a separate video on its own. If you are looking for a service which already include CAPTCHA solving, or you want to get a little bit more information about this redundancy, go to the blog page on Azure Virtual Solutions, and it's currently, I just posted it a couple of days ago on the 12th, and then you can read more about this. If you want a VPS that's already configured and it's already got XEvil included, then go to the shop page, GSA Search Engine Ranker VPS, and you will see here full unlimited CAPTCHA solving XEvil. So we will connect you to our XEvil service, so you don't need to buy XEvil for your VPS, for your GSA Search Engine Ranker. You just order a VPS here, you pay a flat fee a month for unlimited CAPTCHA solving. That includes the proxies, everything. We solve all the CAPTCHAs, and we have we have 3 dedicated XEvil servers running to solve those CAPTCHAs. Plus we include a DeepSeek API key for you. So again, unlimited on a DeepSeek usage. Yeah, so this is a good deal because you have a powerful server, you have full CAPTCHA solving ability, and you have indexes and redirect pro, and you get the linked list. So you should really consider this, because if you buy this, you do not need anything else. You do not need to get another CAPTCHA solver. You do not need to pay for XEvil proxies. You do not need to get DeepSeek API key, because we will provide all of that. So highly recommend this package. In the shop, it's under in the top right of the first line. There you go. Okay. Also, if you're running Ranker X, we also include the CAPTCHA solving for that using XEvil. So that's it then. If you have any questions with regards to CAPTCHA solving, drop me a note or get me on Telegram, and I'll be happy to see how I can help you. Thanks, and have a good day.